You know what I find weird? I find weird when people who know me and who know that I'm a vegetarian or that I'm a vegan, as a matter of fact, and they know my child, they know that I have a child or whatever, and they be saying like, "What you give him chicken, don't?" Or you have to give him chicken sometimes and fish, or he has to eat meat, or you know, and then are very proud about how they raise their children and say, well, I let them decide for themselves. I give them everything. And then when they're old enough, they can decide for themselves whether they not want to eat meat or whatever. And I'm like, but you're not making your child decide anything. You're giving your child meat. You think you're on the right side by giving your child everything. And then at some point when he's 18, 19 or whatever, he can or she can decide for herself. But you're not making your child decide anything. You're giving your child meat to eat. And as a young child, when you're like 3 or 4, you most of the time don't make you don't sit there and say, Mom, I don't want to eat meat, it's not good for my health, please take the meat out of my plate. When you're 3, you don't do that. Most of the time you just give what your parents give you. You eat what your parents give you to eat. I remember when I was a little child, I never really liked meat. I think the only thing I could eat as a child was chicken. I never liked fish. I never liked pork. I never liked meat. I got used to certain meats after a while because my parents continued giving it to me. And I would eat some parts of it. But the only thing I really liked, for the most part, was chicken. But I never really liked all parts. Like, I didn't like just chicken generally. It was only chicken leg, only some parts of the leg. And I was very, very picky with meat. I never really embraced meat like that. But my parents continued giving it to me. They didn't give me a choice. They said, eat your meat. So they're very proud of, oh, I give my child everything. And then I tried to, like, my aunt said that the other day, like, I give my child everything. And I'm like, but why would would you give your child poison after you know it's poison? No, but meat is not poison. Blah, 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 blah. Well, I have different information. Meat is not good for you. I don't eat it because it's not good for me. Why would I give my child something that I'm convinced is not good for me? That would be irresponsible. If I give my child something where I know I have the information from doctors, healers, health nutritionists, black, white, Asian, all kinds of people from all over the world tell you nowadays that meat ain't good. So why would I continue giving my child when it's not good enough for me? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, then she didn't say anything anymore because, I mean, if you just want to eat meat and you continue to want to eat meat because you like it so much and you think it's the best thing to do, especially if you don't have a lot of money and you need to get the belly them full and you need to get a certain nutrient that you don't know in what kind of plant it is, just say it and don't try to put my lifestyle down. You know, I do never go nowhere where people eat meat and everything and tell them you got to stop eating that because it's not good for you and your children. You're acting irresponsible. Your child will get this and this and this and that from eating meat, and you will die early and blah blah blah. I don't do that. If I go to a household for a visit or stay the weekend or whatever, and they eat meat, I don't say jack. I don't say anything. And there's always people coming to me. So what do you eat? And I always go like, okay, I eat this and that and this and that. So, is that enough for you and your child? Where do you get your protein and your iron? Then I explain to them, beans and nuts and blah blah, Drink a lot of water. I could never do that. Like, oh my gosh. And do you think I'm a bad person now? I mean, I think everybody, as long as you're a good person and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm not talking about you going to heaven after you die or whatever. I'm not even talking about what dead animal is on your plate right now. I just don't eat it. My family don't eat it. And we're good. We're perfectly healthy. We are not overweight. We're not underweight. Our hair grows long. Our nails go long. Everything's good. We don't have to run around and tell people what to do. If somebody comes to me and says, I want to change my diet. I know you're vegan. Can you give me some tips? Can you help me? I'll be like, sure. You know, start so and so and so. But I'm not a missionary. I'm not. But it's always the meat eaters who come to me and say, I can't do that. And how can you do that? And you know that's wrong. And you know I'm going to die. And you know this and that. And you know blah, blah, blah. And I wouldn't do that. My child can choose blah, 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 blah. Like, what makes you think you're in the right position? Like, you're in the position to tell me anything. And then trying to put yourself, here we are. And then try to put yourself as if you're doing the right thing. You're not letting your child choose. Just let me tell you, you are not letting your child, because you're giving them meat same way. You're not letting them choose. It's not like you offer them meat-free days, like today we're only having vegetables and rice or something like that, and like give them meat a couple of days of the week and no meat the other couple of days of the week, and then you realize what the children prefer and what they eat more and what they gravitate to more, and then you decide your menu, your eating habits to that, like concerning that. When you see what your child knows, you just get them meat. And they have to eat meat because nothing else is there. And you don't know what else to feed them. That's why you give them meat every day. You know? So that's just something that, you know. And I, like, if my child was sickling or something like that, but he is a healthy, intelligent, big, beautiful boy who hardly ever catches a cold. And then, we're in Jamaica, so people sleep with a fan or with AC if you can afford it. And we're not used to that because most of the time we do not sleep with fan or AC. So if I go visit somebody, like the other day when I went to the States for 2 weeks and they all had AC and we sleep with AC all the time, all day, every day. And my skin would start drying out and his skin would start drying and we would catch a cold because it's cold. To sleep in the breeze of a fan all night is cold. And then we would both get a running nose, and then everybody would say, so you're not going to give him no medicine for that? Why would I give him medicine for that? His body is showing a natural reaction to something that is unnatural. Having a breeze, artificial breeze blowing in your face all day, or AC. You know, your body is showing a natural reaction. Why should I give him pills for that? Give him a pill for that? You're mad? Give a healthy child a pill because of a fan? And I'd rather just turn off the fan instead of giving the child a pill so he could adjust to the artificial fan. That doesn't make any sense. People are like out of their mind. That doesn't make any sense. You know, go to the doctor for what? I'd rather just give him some tea, give him some oranges, you know, to strengthen his immune system. Most of the time I don't even have to do, like, if it's because of something like that, most of the time I don't even have to do that because he's perfectly healthy. After a couple of days, he will adjust to that. But I've heard that from family members now, twice, if I don't give him no pills when his nose starts running. Come on, people. Are you that disconnected from life? Anyway. Another thing, when people tell me why my son has natty and why I don't make him decide and choose for himself whether or not they want to have natty. So what about your children where you shave their heads every day? Because, in Jamaica, a lot of people shave their boys' heads after a while, and it might make the hair grow until, I don't know, a certain age, and when they start going to school, most of the time they shave off their heads, so they just have very, very low hair. You don't make your child choose and decide. So don't think you're on the right side by making your child choose and decide, because you're not. You're doing something. You're making the decision for your child. Doing what everybody does is not making them choose and decide. That's just doing what everybody does and what you would like to do. I like doing that with my son's hair, and it's beautiful, and he loves it. He still has a chance to decide. If he's 10 or whatever, 20, and he wants to shave it off, then he will. But as long as I have to say about what's on his head, it will grow. That's how it is. You know? If he decides to eat differently when he's older, he will. So